Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds and another installment of
Budget Bombs. This time, we're talking about SAC outlets you can buy right now for under $1.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. We got a bunch of stuff for you to check out. Mostly, if you like our content, just go delve into the description, delve into our Discord, and find out all the cool ways you can interact with us.
Yes. So, SAC outlets. What are they, BZ?
Well, the ones that matter anyway in Commander, most aristocrats decks or token decks want ways to leverage their creatures and turn them into value. So repeatable SAC outlets are the best kind, and they are either once per turn or as many times as you want. You can sacrifice a creature and then you get some kind of effect. We want it to be upside: upside. So if we care about sacrificing creatures, we want SAC outlets.
Yeah. So in decks where you're going to be playing these sort of SAC outlets, you're going to have things like Blood Artist type effects, Sulaport Cutthroat, cards that drain your opponents for death. There's plenty of cards that when a creature dies do blank. And you're going to have those in your deck because these do the sacrificing.
Or creatures in your graveyard that count matters for something. And you can bring them all back. We're just going to get into these. These are, you order them from least restrictive, most restrictive to least restrictive?
Yeah, so like these are going to be the ones you can play in the least amount of decks and like the oddest decks. And then like they're more likely to play it like artifacts at the bottom because they can just go in any deck.
Right, so this is first one, Lizolda the Blood Witch. She's 1 black, red for 3/1. 2, sacrifice a creature. She deals 2 damage to any target if the sacrificed creature was red, and you draw a card if the sacrificed creature was black.
So this one is part of that original Ravnica cycle that really cared about having creatures of both colors, but that's not what's important here. It's you pay 2, you sacrifice, you're going to get your card back from the draw and potentially kill some small dorky creature.
Yeah, you want a lot of red-black tokens, and there's not a lot of those running around. Mainly, if you get your card back, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, this one is probably one you just, I would think where you're going to see this the most is if you want to build some aristocrat red-black deck. This could be the commander.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you got 3 black tokens, you sack them all, you get card advantage.
Yeah, totally reasonable.
Nothing wrong with that. Hidden Stockpiles next. It's black-white for an enchantment. Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left your field this turn, you get a 1/1 servo, only on your end step. And then you can pay 1 and sacrifice a creature, scry 1.
So this is another one. It's restrictive. It's an Orzhov, but Orzhov actually has lots of SAC outlets.
Apparently, lots of budget SAC outlets. These are all under $1.
Yeah. So this is just you're going to scry to get the token back. This just fuels itself.
Oh yeah.
It's really simple. You're just going to sacrifice a token, get a free scry, and do it again. But then on top of that, whenever you need to sacrifice, like say something's targeted by like a Swords the Plowshare, or maybe there's a board wipe coming. You have like 4 mana, get the sacks, get 4 scries before everything goes away.
Yeah, and the number of mana required on repeatable sacks is like exponentially good. 2 is okay. You might play it. 1 is really good. And free, those are the like insane gravy ones.
Yes. Those
Right. Requires no holding of mana. It's perfect. But Hidden Stockpile is good because it's an enchantment. Those are hard to interact with.
Exactly. Next is also an enchantment. It's Etching of the Chosen. As Etchings of the Chosen enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. Pay 1, sacrifice a creature of the chosen type. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn.
If you're making only one specific type of token, if you're a tribal deck that also wants to sacrifice a bunch of stuff, this is for you.
Yeah, this one is probably like one of the most restrictive on what decks you're going to put in because it's mainly for tribal.
And it's Orzhov.
It's in tribal. It's in Orzhov. You really you're going to want to be in way too many specific things. But if you're in those things, then this card's very good.
This card's great. It's what, 36 cents, and it saves half your team from a board wipe or combat or whatever.
Yeah, but besides saving half your team from combat, it also is just a lord effect.
Like, yeah, it also anthems.
If you just happen to, if you want that, if you're playing black-white, maybe even cleric might want this guy. I never even thought about that.
Maybe.
It's just a nice set card that can like protect your aura while you just, sacrifice and get back smaller things. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, the anthem is just gravy. It's the SAC outlet thing is pretty sweet, and then I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Maw of the Obsidat, another Orzhov sacrifice outlet. This one's for free. It is 3 black, white for a 3/3. Sacrifice a creature. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and it's 8 cents.
This one's weird. It can go off in such strange ways, but it's not intuitive in that you're sacrificing a creature to give creatures +1/+1, but your team's smaller, but they're getting bigger.
There's some number where it becomes bad to do this.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a weird little thing, but it is a free SAC outlet, and we already talked about When it's free, it has so much upside. And at 8 cents, you can't go wrong with this card.
It's 8 cents. 5 isn't that crazy. If this was 7 mana, I'd be like, all right, budget only, guys. But maybe this could creep into like the higher powers. If you're on like a $200 budget, I could still see this card being good.
I mean, it's way more. It's like anything below $100, this card is like a great sack outlet choice.
Yeah, you really want to go wide. So if you have like 10 creatures, it's overrun. All right, overrun on my 7 other guys.
Yeah, exactly. And you're probably getting rid of like old ones because like you might be playing like Endrick Sar.
The Master Breeder or some spirit token nonsense with, and even afterlife creatures, they're okay with sack outlets.
I mean, if you go Endrick Sar on like turn 4 and like because you're ramped because that's happens to the age, then you play this and now you get 5 thralls, and then you go to the next turn, you can sacrifice the thralls you need to get rid of. The other ones are going to get pumped up by that, and you're going to get more thralls from your next cast. There are cool things you can do.
You could build a crappy Orzhov tribal deck and go, all right, the 2/1 with Afterlife 2, and then bring it back. That's +6/+6. All right, you just like mini Craterhoof with this 8-cent card.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has a lot of things it can do. Next, moving out of Orzhov. Oh, no, wait. One more Orzhov card. I'm sorry, I lied to you. It's Vish Kal.
Yeah, we call it Vish Kal. It just flows out of your mouth.
Yeah, Vish Kal, Blood Arbiter. BZ, you read this one because you know it by heart.
4 white, black for a 5/5 flying lifelink vampire. He's legendary. Sacrifice a creature. You put X +1/+1 counters on him, where X is a sacrifice creature's power, and then you remove all +1/+1 counters from him. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each counter removed this way. And Vish Kal is only 47 cents.
This card goes weirdly infinite with Machias.
It's infinite that you get a Plague Wind. It's like the fairest infinite. It's like, all right, I got my 6-drop and my 7-drop. Kill all your creatures. Go ahead.
But also, if you have any death payoff, it's just it's infinite. It's infinite death triggers, infinite enters triggers.
Right. Vish Kal with Machias out. I don't know why we're talking about this in a budget video, but Vish Kal with Machias out. He sacks himself, and then he comes back with a counter from Machias. Remove it. Give something -1/-1. Do it infinite times.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I've done it. It's adorable, honestly. It used to be powerful back in the day. Back when we were playing those.
It never was powerful.
It used to be pretty good.
It's never powerful.
They were pretty scared of old BZ. He was 15 years old.
15 years old and being a jerk.
All right, back to the monocolor cards. Well, now to the monocolor cards. First one is Thermopod, coming in at 52 cents. It's a snow creature for 4 and a red. It's a 3/2, and you sacrifice creature, add a red mana to your mana pool.
Yeah, there's another line. I can't remember. I think it's trample if you pay a snow.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But that's actually okay. It can give itself, because that red mana is snow mana.
Maybe it's haste. I don't even know what it is.
It's not haste.
It can give itself an ability with snow, but it doesn't matter. We care. It's just a free sack outlet. It's really cool because it can help you like really just get a ton of mana. There is not many things that sacrifice like this. There's Ashnod's Altar and there's Phyrexian Altar.
Those are expensive.
And then there's not much more that just make mana when you sacrifice.
Also, this is a red card. I would like. Why is this a red card?
It's a really cool red card.
Black is the dark ritual color, and we're over here sacking things to Thermopod.
We know red is the other ritual color. We've seen that.
Yeah, but it's not like there's like Infernal Plunge that I can think of. Sack a creature, add 3 mana.
Yeah, there's the calling too. Whatever the calling.
Yeah, all right. Well, we can move on to. You know you want Thermopod, you got a bunch of red tiny creatures running around. Martyr's Cause is next. It's white. Yeah, there's a white sack outlet. Boom. It's 97 cents, squeaking right in. It's 2 and a white for an enchantment. Sacrifice a creature, prevent all damage to a creature or player from one source. With completely brutal flavor text, dying is a soldier's talent. Jeez. Ooh. Settle down, Martyr's Cause.
Jeez. Okay, so Martyr's Cause is just a mono white one. Having this out will save half your team from like a Blasphemous Act.
Yeah, it's kind of like Etchings of the Chosen.
Yeah, it'll save some. It doesn't save as much because obviously a Destroyer Fact or a Toxic Deluge is just going to wreck your day.
It lets you send in a cool creature that does something when it attacks. Maybe like Adriana, where you like melee attack a bunch of different things. So you got to put some creatures at risk, sack a stupid token, and protect the big one. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you can do a lot of that with this card. Again, these free sack outlets where it says sacrifice a creature : those ones they feel so good. And like sometimes the effect isn't that great. Like if you're really say you're more of a we're not talking about in this video, but I'll mention it quickly. Well, so we are talking about in this video. Breaking the rules. So, cards that we wouldn't talk about usually in this video is super cheap cards. Say you're on more of like say you have no money, you're a kid.
Okay.
In your draft chap, any of those like a Nantuko Husk, the there's plenty of creatures like the Entuku. I'll put Entuku Husk as an example on screen. There's lots of vampires that do very similar things.
I think like Blood Baron is one of them. Vampire Aristocrat.
It doesn't matter that the upside is nonsense. It doesn't and is horrible because you just need that sacrifice creature colon in a lot of cases, and it'll be good for you, especially if you're on a tight budget and all you got is Jaff Chaff laying around.
If I could turn into a 13-year-old kid and in conditions that weren't COVID, so I can go to an LGS, I would totally do it for the video. Like, all right, guys, it's me, Beezy. I turned myself into a 13-year-old kid, and I'm going to go see how much value I can get and build a commander deck with no money. That would be so cool, but I can't do it as a 23-year-old.
No, you can't do it.
It's not as plucky and charming.
No, not at all. No, okay, moving into black. They have the most sack outlets. That's what they're known for, sacrificing creatures, using them to their advantage. First one is Carrion Feeder. You know it. You love it. It's great. 1 black mana. Creature can't block. It's a 1/1. And when you sacrifice you can sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it.
It just gets huge. So this thing can just throw down if you want it to. I mean, it's not blocking.
Yeah. And like I said, there is if you're on the super budget where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't spend 43 cents on my Carrion Feeder. Yeah. Well, then there's a 3-mana version of it that does the exact same thing.
And it's on the floor under the table of the match you just played.
Yeah, and I stepped on it by accident.
Right. So what we're saying is you can pick them up for basically free. Next is Chittering Witch. Joe didn't want to put this on here, but I thought this card's awesome. 27 cents. 3 and a black for a 2/2. When it enters, you make a 1/1 rat for each opponent you have. So you're going to get 3 rats, 4 bodies, 5 power, and 1 and a black sacrifice creature. Disfigure. Target creature gets -2/-2.
So the reason I think I didn't want to put this on here is because as a sack outlet itself, it's not very good.
I wanted to put this on here because it's 4 bodies for 4 mana, and it's 5 power. So you get a bunch of creatures to even sack to other stuff. Like, this is really efficient for bodies to card ratio. It's 4 for 1. And then it has a mediocre sack outlet, but if you're killing if you kill like an Oracle of Moldiah with this, you just feel amazing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It was more of this is a not great sack outlet, but the rest of the card with a sack outlet stapled to it makes it a lot better.
And it's so cheap. I don't know why, but it's so cheap.
Oh, because it was in the LJ and Brawl decks that they printed to oblivion.
Yeah. I guess they must have just printed them crazy.
Yeah, you could get those all the time. People were trying to buy them right away and sell them right away, but they were so readily available that it didn't work that well for them.
I learned something today. Next is Lampad of Death's Vigil. It's 1 and a black for a 1/3 enchantment creature. It can pay 1 and sacrifice a creature. Each opponent loses 1, and you gain 1. I've actually played this in a lower power deck. It's 5 cents, by the way, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, this one is literally, this is probably the best of like the little kid budget, we'll call it, where you're not spending any money on cards. You're going through your Jaff Chaff. This one you'll find if you played some Theros Beyond Death, you just have these laying around. They're great, and it's totally solid because it gives you a combination of both the sack outlet type effect and the drain type effect that you're looking for in decks like this.
So all you need is creatures. You need creatures in this, and now you can deal 15 damage, sacrifice 5 creatures, and gain 5 life. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the life is gravy. The drain is really what you want because you're looking to take your opponents out, get them out of here.
Yeah, it's efficient. 3 damage for 1. Like, it's 3 damage divided, but it's 3 damage for 1 sack.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Oh, it's it's a very strong card, especially for 5 cents. It's way better than 5 cents. I'll say that.
Hey Timmy, you got a nickel? Did you find a nickel on the ground? All right, you have a Lampad of Death's Vigil. Your deck just got 10% better.
Oh, ready for one of the best ones? Because this next one's one of the best ones here.
Brutal.
92 cents. Sadistic Hypnotist. 2 black for a 2/2. He says, sacrifice a creature. Target player discards 2 cards. Activates ability only as a sorcery. This thing's really good.
Yeah, this Little Beezy played this card too, and it was way better than that other janky trash combo where you get the creatures out first, then you go, oh, slam this. Everybody discards 6 cards. My board's gone. Who cares? My opponent's hands are gone.
Yeah, it's not like your board's gone because you're going to be playing a graveyard deck, an aristocrat deck. You're going to get advantage of that. You're going to have things like Midnight Reaper out on the field. So you drew the 4 cards while you were getting rid of those cards. So even though you're giving up your board state, you're refilling your hand. There's going to be tons of things like that in decks that want these.
Oh, I have a creature that dies into 2 tokens. All right. 5 mana 2/2. Sacrifice, 3 creatures, really just 1 if you have creatures that die multiple times. And then, oops, target player discards their hand and this thing's still out.
Oh my God. How about this curve? For a budget curve.
Yeah.
You go.
Is Lampad involved?
No. We didn't play anything the first 3 times.
How about Chittering Witch into this? That's all you need to do.
Oh, that's fine, but mine was sillier.
All right, what's your cute thing?
You get to go this into Mitotic Ooze or whatever.
Oh, you played this first?
You fight this into Mitotic Ooze, and then you can make them sacrifice 10 cards. Because the ooze goes Yeah, it goes 2 bodies, 4 bodies. Oh, no. It's more. It's 12 cards.
Yeah, but Chittering Witch is 8 cards, and it's a turn sooner. And it's you spent... Okay.
Shut up.
Both of those are fine. Both of those are just fine.
Tataku's was funnier because it's such a stupid card.
Yeah, but Hypnotist is actually one of the few cards I've ever played that I took out because it was not fun.
Oh, yeah. It is horribly unfun because you make it so your opponents don't get to play.
And it's still out. Oh, you don't have... Well, you didn't have an answer for this. Otherwise, you would have countered it. You discarded your hand, so you don't have an answer for this. And every turn you don't draw an answer, I'm just going to make you discard what's left.
Ugh.
It's so good. Definitely consider it if you're playing on a budget and you want to see how strong you can make your deck. This is really good.
All right, what's next?
All right, next is more of a Timmy card. Not even Timmy, like little Timmy. Little 13-year-old guy who's bumming around a LGS. Vampiric rites. Black for an enchantment. Pay 1 and a black, sack a creature, gain a life, draw a card. 22 cents.
Yeah. It's funny because this card was like a version of this card was just printed, but it has to tap now.
And it's an artifact and it like taps.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Repeatable is what we want.
Yes, repeatable is exactly what we want. You get to draw a card, you get to get rid of your creature. It does have a cost of 2, which is okay. I mean, but the thing is, you're getting a lot out of this comparatively to like most of the other stack outlets. You get a scry or a counter. It's not comparable to draw a card, gain a life.
This is similar to the Lampad actually, and I think they might go in the same deck because Lampad takes the spot of a sack outlet and a little bit of aristocrats. This is like sack outlet plus a little bit of Midnight Reaper.
Now, what I thought was interesting when we were looking at these is that I assumed a card like Attrition, because of how I rate cards and look at them, I would assume that card's under $1 because it's like I don't think that card's that great. I think totally great in a budget deck and totally reasonable, but then it's like $7-8.
It's not even budget, so
it's
we don't know where to put it.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't fit here, and it's like I just at that price I don't see myself ever playing that card.
I don't know why I'd be on a budget. I'm just not in a place where I don't really want to build budget decks, and then I would never play it in a competitive deck.
Yeah, exactly. It was interesting to me when I was thinking about that. It's like when I'm building a deck, if I'm on a budget, I'll never use it. Like I'm more. I guess if we're building one for the channel,
it was a curious price, right? Like who's this for?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I thought it'd be a budget card, just wasn't. Next is Demir Houseguard. I don't care about its stupid stats. I think it's a 2/3, but it's 3 and a black for a skeleton duder, and he's all spooky, and he has Transmute for 1 black, which means you can pay that cost, discard it from your hand, and get something with the same converted mana cost, which would be 4 in this case. And also, it has sacrifice a creature, regenerate him. This card is really cool because, 1, it doubles as a tutor. All you have to do is have 1 piece of like any sort of little thing at 4, and all of a sudden you have this thing that's just doubling up. You could go get, I don't know, that's not budget. So I guess
Chittering Witch.
Yes, go get your Chittering Witch.
This is like Chittering Witch because it's a mediocre sack outlet. Even though it is free, it's basically, if the sacrificing is upside, the other side where this regenerates doesn't really do anything. So it's kind of like upside : meh. So it's a medium sack outlet, but then the Transmute is what pushes it over as, all right, this card's good now.
Yeah, it's just a random tutor. Exactly. Like, there's going to be other good 4-drops in your deck, and so maybe you'll have 2 sack outs on the field already because like in these kind of decks, you play enough repetition at the sack outlet.
3 or 4 at least.
Yeah, you'll just go like, okay, now I can just discard this one and go find anything I might need. Maybe I need the payoff.
Maybe I need Blood Artist. Maybe I need a bunch of creatures like Chittering Witch.
Is there any of
not Blood Artist
what's a good payoff at 4? I guess in budget, Falcon Wrath Noble's at 4. Perfect.
I thought you just swore.
No, Falcon Wrath Noble, not effing
Wrath Noble.
Wrath Noble.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Mind Slash is next. 1 black for an enchantment that costs 58 cents. Really mixing up where I place the price on this. Pay black, sacrifice creature. You get to just coercion somebody. Look at their hand for a card, discard it.
Oh, this card's really good. This card is 1 enchantment, hard to be interact with. It costs 1 black, and essentially you get to go in. You get to be clear, you can take lands.
It's coercion. It's not Thoughtseize.
Yeah, this card is really good. It is. Wow, I've never seen this card before. I'll be honest. It's not one that has ever come on my radar or even like crossed my path. And I'm like, you ever seen this one? But he's like, what do you do? I'm like, you just get to Thoughtseize them. But
and it's like, oh, you can hit lands. And the Attrition card I would never touch. $9. This is the same cost and activation. I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of interested. Less than 60 cents.
Yeah, it's just because I think the thing that people interaction is important, and I think people don't. Interaction is there's so much good interaction. Mm-hmm. There's so much good interaction that like something like Attrition just it falls off my radar because like I can just interact in that way. And this type of interaction, Mind Slice, you don't see it anywhere, and that's why it's so unique. It's like you don't get to play any good like hand hate cards in EDH because that's just they're not good.
Yeah, we like Mind Slicer is really nasty, and then Awaken the Erstwhile also really nasty, and Sadistic Hypnotist is another one.
Yeah, exactly. There's just not many. There's not a lot of hand hate, and with there not being a lot of hand hate, like that really bumps this. Like I said, this bumps this card. It just goes like from down here, like literally same type of thing as attrition. You're getting the same sort of value.
There was no sorcery speed restriction, right?
There is the sorcery.
There is. Okay, so that's
Absolutely.
the one thing. I was like, you can't just like draw step people, can you?
No,
like, lock them out of the game.
Oh god, yeah, no. This card's not that. This card would be like, I imagine this card would be like $50 if you could do that.
I don't know about that.
It'd be so good.
I think it'd be $3.
Be
Nobody cares about Mind Slash. They only want attrition. They want attrition.
All right, last two, and they are in the artifact category. We have Calling Deus, which BZ's going to read again.
Yes. 15 cents. I just thought of, for some reason, Rock Me Calling Deus. Calling Deus. It's tap, sacrifice a creature, put a charge counter on it. 1, sack it. Doesn't tap. 1, sack it. Draw a card for each charge counter on it. So you can mess with the charge counters, sack a creature a turn. I play this in like competitive decks where I build a deck to just win and I don't care about budget.
Yeah. This card's totally reasonable because you can just, if you have tons of extra tokens, just putting 1 a turn into it over and over and over again is just going to add up very quickly to like a good, like, an amount of white type deck where you just don't have the card draw. Now all of a sudden you can just go, all right, I'll draw 4 cards when I could never do that any other way except for Skull Clamp because that card's stupid.
Yeah, here's the thing with it is the sack is free. You just tap it. So you can do whatever. So you just do it every turn. And it can do 1 immediately. So unless someone recognizes this and is like, oh, this is a huge threat, which it really isn't, there's never an opportunity to blow it up where it feels good for the opponent. They blow it up and you sack a response and draw a card. It's 1 mana to hold up.
Yeah, exactly. It replaces itself pretty much every time.
Right, and then when it's 2, 3, 4, you're barely even stopping anything. What are you saving me a card when I'm going to do it later?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. There's not an opportune time for your opponents to blow this up. And the very last one, I'm going to put it on screen, and we don't need to read this. There's one. Basically, if you're playing an artifact deck and you care about sacking creatures, Trading Post goes in your deck. It has 4 different modes, and they're all just like get back artifacts, get back creatures,
Make a goat.
They all work together.
It's cool. They all cycle in and they loop around, so you can do each one leads into the rest.
Yeah, exactly. And like this one's probably only goes in specific decks due to you want to be playing artifacts. There's not really an upside to.
Yeah, I think the perfect deck I have it in is Brutaclad. It cares about the goat, it cares about the artifacts, and it cares about the creature. It's just this like perfect weird package.
Yeah. But that's our video, and those are some good sack outlets.
I was surprised with the amount we found. I think my 3 favorites probably like Maw of the Obsidat, Thermopod, and I like Chittering Witch and Sadistic Hypnotist.
No, I think
those are my 3 favorites.
I think on this list, what I would have put like one card that like really jumped out, Mind Slash. If we hadn't it's our next, we've been doing Secret Tech. I would have put that in Secret Tech. Like I think that card is that good.
We could.
It just like fits into that category. It's like this is a hitting card. Like apparently no one knows about it because it doesn't see much play at all. But it's so cool.
Maybe we'll test it out because you have a discard deck, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll throw it in something and just to get a feel for how good it actually is. Maybe it's too much to pay 4 mana to get 1 card. But then 5 for 2, 6 for 3 starts to feel like it's their best card every time.
It's the best card in their hand every single time. This card it seems like it can be so nasty.
We'll try it out. Keep your eyes on it. And Hypnotist, we know, is already insane.
Yes. Special shout outs to all of our patrons. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the support. Names scrolling on screen. I mean, get in the Discord. Everyone get in the Discord.
It's free. There's no downside.
Yeah, I love talking to everyone in the Discord. They were playing. I jumped in there the other day, and they were just all playing a game. Like, you guys are playing a game. I can't even like talk to you.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's only my Discord.
Sorry.
Do you like links? Oh, you like links? Boy, there's a bunch of them in the description. You can go to the merch link, which is okay. You can go to the TCG player link, which we would appreciate. It links to these cards. You can buy them right now or hold off or buy whatever you want. Navigate on the site. We get a kickback on the order. That helps us a ton every month.
It is a very helpful thing that you can do. And I stream on Twitch. I'm going to say on weekdays most of the time when I have time. But YouTube comes first.
Yeah, sometimes we make bonus content.
Bonus content.
We're doing 2 extra videos this week, right? We did one yesterday. We're doing one Saturday.
Yeah, that's the plan. That is definitely the plan. I think for Saturday, I didn't mention this to you, but I hope you are down for it.
I am.
I don't know that you are. You don't like these videos that much. I was just thinking because it's Commander Legends being spoiled, we just talk about the spoilers for the week.
Ugh, man, those videos are... How about if you're watching still? That means you love our videos. So if you're watching, tell me what you would think. And maybe I'll poll subscribers too. Like, hey, you want to see a spoiler update video? If you do, and enough people want it, I'm totally down to do it.
Yeah, we need to know. Do you want to hear our specific opinions about the spoilers? We do our top 10 from every set, which is something we'll do once the cards are fully spoiled.
We'll rank the commanders as usual.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's so many.
Oh my God.
Can't wait. We haven't done that in forever.
So many commanders. We didn't mention this, but we're gonna throw the Walking Dead commanders in it too because it's just gonna be easier for us.
I'm not making a video of just that.
Yeah, there's only
It'll be
5
like
of them.
10-minute video, and people would just look at it and go, "Ooh, Walking Dead video," and they would be right to do so.
A Walking Dead video.
Well, that was enough to include a tidbit. Let's just head out of here.
Oh no!
They already got their bonus videos.
Fine. Hey, stop it. You're not allowed to do it until I say the words. Peace out, Tribe Scout.